Hey, welcome to another episode of GeekOutdoors.com. So Samsung just recently announced the Note 10 and the Note 10 Plus. So typically every year, whenever Samsung releases a new Note phone, it's usually going to be the best of the best. Not only the best of what Samsung offers, but just in general, the best of what Android offers as well. But this year, Samsung is heading into a different direction, and at least for me, this makes it worse than the iPhone. So why would I say something crazy like that? Well, I've been an Android user pretty much ever since the beginning. And the reason why I never really went to the Apple iPhone is because Android always offered more features, more flexibility, and more value for your money. But over time, that's slowly been fading away, especially in the premium Android phone segment, where now you're getting less features, you're paying more money, and so there's really not much separating this between the Apple iPhone. And at least with the Apple iPhone, you know that you're not buying it for the spec features. People buy the iPhone for their ecosystem, their user experience, and everything that surrounds that. And I would argue that, at least in the previous models of the Apple iPhone up to now, they are offering you more, besides the headphone jack, of course, than their previous models. So you are getting a better overall experience. And the reason why I say this is better than the Note 10 is not because of the features, it's just the whole idea in general. Whereas with the recent announcement and upcoming release of the Note 10 series, your overall experience is going to be less than what you were getting before. So specifically with the base Note 10 model. So now you're not getting a headphone jack and you're not getting micro SD card storage expansion. Now you can move up to the Note 10 where you can get micro SD cards expansion, at least for now, but you're also not having a headphone jack as well. And so if you're actually thinking about that, it's going to be hard for you to see what the real advantage of the Samsung Galaxy Note is over an iPhone, because now you're primarily comparing the ecosystems and the software experience between the two. And honestly, the whole Android experience, I don't buy it just because it has Android. I buy it because of all the features that it has over an Apple iPhone. And now with this, it's just going to make that decision a lot harder. And if you actually look at the Samsung Galaxy 10 specs versus the Galaxy Note 9, let's kind of look at this really quick. The base Note 10 has a 6.3-inch Full HD with a resolution of 2280 by 1080 and 401 ppi. The Note 10 Plus has a 6.8-inch Quad HD with a resolution of 3040 by 1440 and 498 ppi. Now, if you actually look at the previous model, Note 9, you actually have a 6.4-inch screen, Quad HD, resolution 2960 by 1440, and 516 ppi. And so overall, you're definitely getting better than the base model Note 10, and slightly a little bit less than the Note 10 Plus, but you're getting a higher ppi. And most importantly, you're getting a headphone jack and also micro SD card, and you only have one model to think about. So what is the actual new features that Samsung offers because they're removing these? Well, they're offering you hand gestures with your S Pen. Great. And what is Samsung's reasoning for removing the headphone jack? Well, they want to pack as much technology into this space as possible. You probably heard that before because Apple said the same thing whenever they released their first iPhone without a headphone jack. And we know that argument is definitely not true, because even Samsung made fun of the fact that their Samsung phones had a headphone jack and a micro SD card. Obviously, they're not doing it for that reason. They're doing it so that they could obviously make more money off of this, because people who want more storage really don't have a choice unless they move up to the S10 Plus. And even then, they're still not getting the headphone jack unless they use the dongle, which is, great. And so what does this mean for Android as a whole? Well, unfortunately, whatever happens at the top is normally going to trickle down to the bottom. So even with really great mid-range Android phones like the Redmi K2 Pro, the OnePlus 7, and the Asus phone, they are also slowly but surely removing features. Now, I would say the Asus phone still offers you the most of any Android phone in my opinion, but it doesn't have micro SD cards expansion. And none of these have micro SD card expansion. And the thing is, the OnePlus 7 doesn't have a headphone jack. So that's kind of world that we're heading towards right now. We're heading towards a completely iPhone-like world where it doesn't matter if you get an Android or an Apple iPhone, you're not going to get more features. You're going to get pretty much the same features, and really the only thing that's separating the difference between the two is basically your ecosystem, your software experience. And that is a battle that you're not going to win against Apple. And so, yeah, those are my thoughts, rants about the Note 10, Note 10 Plus, and I would say just Android in general, where it's heading. It's becoming less and less apparent of why you would choose an Android phone over an iPhone. And it's unfortunate because now, instead of pushing the limits of what these phones can offer, it's becoming limiting the limits and giving you less for your money. And so those are my thoughts on this. If you had any thoughts on the Note 10, Note 10 Plus, any other phones, Apple iPhone, or the mid-range phones that I talked about today, be sure to leave that in the comments area below. And as always, if you did get value out of this video, be sure to share, like, and subscribe. Hey geeks, if you are a creative geek like me and you wanted to learn how to create content on YouTube and other places on the internet, then check out my Go Content Creators group, where you'll get access to 30 videos plus additional content for all the creative geeks out there. And the best part of it is, all of this is free. Simply head over to the link below, check out my page, and sign up for my Go Content Creators group. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the other side. Thanks for checking out this episode. And as always, if you like these videos, be sure to click on the subscribe button. And for full written content, audio content, and additional geek stuff, head over to geekoutdoors.com, and I'll see you outdoors on the very next episode.